Good day, this is Ticker Tape Digest with your mid-session report for Wednesday, August 18th. The Dow Industrial is off 12 points so far today. It's rallied back after being off more. As you can see, the NASDAQ is up so far today, so sort of a mixed market, but it looks like the smaller cap issues are starting to push forward. I think that's working with the Dow and helping it to come back, so pretty good action there. You can see one of the issues we had yesterday as a breakout, Nanometrics, NANO, is up 53 cents to 13.91, looking good there. And that's an electronics company. We have only two breakout issues so far today, but we are going to take a look at some other issues that are acting well and two other issues that are poised for a possible breakout. Here's a look now at the Dow Jones Industrial Average, and you can see the Dow that peaked in April, and we had the sell-off and then the zigzag pattern through May, June, July, August. We broke out of it, and then we pulled back in. Right now the Dow at 10,392. If you look at the CCI momentum indicator there, we're at a minus 39.87. Now that dipped under that red line, which is we call the minus 100 line, turned up. It's told us now that the market momentum to the downside has abated. Also, too, look at the volume yesterday expanded over the prior couple of days there where the market was moving lower. So again, we're getting this tug of war going on between the bulls and the bears. Right now I'd rate the Dow as bullish on a daily basis. Chance for it to come back a little bit, I think, and then the key will be whether it can rally again. So rate the Dow as bullish on this daily chart. Here's a NASDAQ composite average. We had the peak there in April, like the Dow, came down, did the zigzag for a couple months. Right now the NASDAQ is at 2,216. The CCI momentum indicator there minus 26.25. That's sold off. It's come back, looking pretty good right now, rated as bullish. Here's our breakout list so far today. Only two issues. Coca-Cola FEMSA, KOF is the symbol, up 265.74.40. Good move there. It's a lightly traded issue. Camelot Information, CIS, this is a very interesting stock, a recent IPO. It's up 45 cents to 11.43. Volume running about average. Here's a look at Coca-Cola FEMSA. KOF is the symbol, and you can see it has been in a long basing pattern. Today it breaks out. Now notice some good characteristics about this breakout. The widening of the spread, the range from the high to the low is expanded. That tells a fluid movement of price. The AD line at the bottom of the chart there has hit a new peak. You see that? Tells you that there's been good accumulation. Top of the chart, the TTD momentum indicator is bullish too. So three good indicators there. The volume running about average should be important. If in this breakout it can pick up volume. This company has sales of $7.8 billion, a very big company, and they distribute drinks through Mexico and also in South America, but one of the areas Argentina and also some other places in South America too. Very good earnings. This year earnings to be up 19%, very good for a food company. Earnings for the third quarter expected to be very strong, up 30%, 114 versus 88 cents. So the market could be moving in anticipation of those good numbers. So I think it's a pretty good breakout play. It's a conservative one. If you want to go in, I think you can take a full position. If not, just scale in, put a stop in there around 70. Potential for a move up into the $82 area. Here's Camelot Information Systems, CIS, and it's kind of interesting because we don't have too much information on Camelot. This was a recent IPO, and you can see that there. Break out the resistance at 11. Couple interesting things. They're going to be reporting their earnings on August 19th. That's tomorrow. And here we have the stock on the move ahead of those earnings. Kind of interesting. Also, too, when this company began trading on the NYSE and so forth, their people were down at the floor of the exchange ringing the bell. So kind of really shows, I think, some good connections. We don't have any earnings estimates for them, but the pattern of the stock looks pretty good here and very bullish. So I think this is a pretty interesting breakout play. My choice in here would be to scale in, buy a partial position, and if you wanted to, you can put a stop buy up there around 12. So if it really starts to move on any good earnings, it could catch that and take you into a full position. Put a stop in there around the 1080 area, just below the break point, to protect yourself on the downside. Obviously, we don't have a lot of information on this company, so it's a little bit of a guess, but technically, stock is acting very strong. Here's a look at Nanometrics, NANO, which we had a breakout yesterday, and you can see today it's starting to follow through. It got above the high of the breakout day, so that's a plus. If you look at the volume from yesterday, the volume expanded very nicely. So you have a breakout, you have expanding volume, and now you have a follow-through move today. So technically, the stock is acting well. Now the base was very long and a little bit choppy in some respects, but at least it's pushing into new high ground going back several months, and I think that's very encouraging. This stock has had its ups and downs, and it has disappointed in the past, but what looks pretty good for it is that earnings this year will be very strong at $164 a share versus a loss of 71 cents a year ago. Gives it a very low PE ratio of about 8. Earnings for the September quarter should be very strong, up 290%, what the street's looking for, 55 cents versus 14. So very good looking issue. So if you're into this stock, you're looking good. Now it's had a big strong move there from the bottom of the base around 9, but it looks like it still has upside momentum. I think the key was that strong volume yesterday. I think a good chance in here for a push to 18. Here's Priceline.com, PCLN, and Priceline, as you can see on this chart, had a tremendous gap move when they came in with extremely favorable earnings. Stock responded, boom, right up to 280 area, and the breakpoint line we had at 274. So the stock had broken out, about 2 weeks ago. One of the key things I want to show you on this chart, and Priceline's continuing to work its way higher, is it had the breakout, and then it moved higher the next 2 days, and then it pulled back for 3 days. Now that's when we had it on our quick trades, and then the 4th day it broke to the upside again, and now it's continued higher. Those quick trades can sometimes be used for very strong stocks to get you an entry point on those kind of issues. So it's a really good thing to double check those from time to time. If you're not inclined to be playing real short term, it can still give you an entry point into a play that could work real well for quite some time. Priceline's earnings, of course, can be very strong this year, up 46%, looking for $11.47 a share versus $7.87. Earnings for the quarter ending in September should be up 36%, so very solid earnings growth. Here's a look at another issue acting well, Alaska Air. We've been spotting up on this stock. You can see the breakpoint set there at 54.22. Right now knocking on the door of a possible breakout. This company is going to have really good earnings. Airline stocks have been doing great, and I think this is a stock you might want to put a stop buy in there to take you into this position. Put a stop around 54.30 to catch it on a breakout. I think if it works, you can see a push to 62. Alaska's earnings this year to be $6.71 a share versus $2.45 a year ago, a 174% surge in earnings. Third quarter net should be up 40%. Now going out to next year, 2011, currently the street looks for about a 7% rise in earnings. So earnings growth will slow. So I would treat this more possibly as a trading play and a possible push up into about the $62, $64 zone. Here's our breakout list so far today. Only 2 issues. Coca-Cola FEMSA, KOF is the symbol, up 265, 74.40. Good move there. It's a lightly traded issue. Camelot Information, CIS, is a very interesting stock, a recent IPO. It's up 45 cents to $11.43, volume running about average. Moving over to the bear side of the market. We have only two issues. A CITI trend, symbol CTRN, down 314.2403, had a loss of 4 cents versus a break even. And H&R block, HRB, down 16 cents, 13.85. The bears have to be very selective in their positions right now. Again, we're still in this trading range, a little biased now to the upside, and bears have to have their stops in there. Again, as I always point out, try to look for those bear plays that have good technical breakdowns with good volume when they break down, and also with a fundamental flaw. That's a report for today. We'll be back online again tomorrow. Have a real nice day.